Hi guys, it's Ben Heath from Lead Guru, and in this video I want to talk about B2b targeting with your Facebook and Instagram ads, because B2b targeting with Facebook ads is quite a bit more difficult and quite a bit more complicated usually than B2C targeting. And a lot of people, that leads them to conclude that perhaps you shouldn't be trying to advertise B2B on Facebook, or that it doesn't work and you should be focusing on other platforms, things like LinkedIn, where you can be more specific with exactly the types of businesses you target and the roles within certain businesses that you target. Just a side note, by the way, if you hear that and think, great, I'll advertise on LinkedIn, just be aware that LinkedIn advertising costs around about 10 times as much as Facebook and Instagram advertising. So by all means test it, but that's a huge drawback. And the truth is that B2B targeting and B2B advertising in general can work on Facebook. It's not purely a B2C platform, but the targeting side of things is more difficult. So when it comes to B2B targeting, the first thing, the ideal scenario and the first thing that I will look to do is to target a lookalike audience based off previous customers, people on the business's email list, or website visitors, in that order. So I'm going to include a link in the video description to a video that shows you how to create lookalike audiences and all that sort of stuff. So if you're unfamiliar with what they are, go through that video. That should really help you out. But trying to target a certain industry, let's say you're B2B targeting, trying to target a certain niche like lawyers or something like that, is very difficult to do because not many people list their job title on their Facebook profile. But if you've generated a couple hundred customers, a couple thousand customers over the last however long it's been, and you have those people's details, you can upload that list to Facebook and say to Facebook, create a lookalike audience of people that are very similar to this group, and then you can advertise to that group of people that's very similar to your previous customers. Now, if you've got let's say a list full of lawyers, and you're a B2B business and you specifically target lawyers, well, that's fantastic, because Facebook's going to work out with all the data points who the people are that are very similar to your existing list, and that's going to contain a lot of lawyers. So that's the first thing I do. As I said, I'd start with a previous customer list. Not everyone has those. Some people have email lists. Great, use that. If your email list, if people on your email list is representative of the people that you want to try and target, use that. And then again, go down to website visitors. So as I said, if you don't know what a lookalike audience is, haven't created one of those, I'll include a link in the video description. So that's really, in my mind, the key to B2B targeting with Facebook and Instagram ads. It's lookalikes based off previous customers, email list, or website visitors. If you're just getting started and you haven't got any of those, you haven't got any website traffic, you haven't got an email list, haven't got a previous customer list, anything like that, what I like to do to get started with is try and find the organizations that govern the particular industry that you are looking to target. So for example, there will be governing bodies on Facebook that govern, let's say, lawyers and things around that in the UK, for example. The people that like that page and are registered on Facebook as interested in that organization are very, very likely to be lawyers. And all organizations have these. All sort of industries have these sorts of organizations, and most of them, provided they're big enough, will be on Facebook, and they will be a Facebook targeting option. People who are interested in, whatever the organization is called. So that's one thing I like to start targeting with if you can't use those lookalike options. Another option is the publications. What magazines, what TV shows do people, in this case we're using lawyers as an example, do lawyers follow on a regular basis and will be registered as interested in? If you can find those and target the people that are interested in those publications, they're highly likely to contain your ideal customers. So that's a great targeting option to use. Now, whenever you use those targeting options that aren't lookalikes, really you're using that as a temporary measure, because you can run an ad, let's say, to an audience of everyone that likes the governing body for lawyers in the UK, and you know that that's going to contain lawyers for the most part, but it's probably not going to perform as well as the lookalike audience. But once you've generated 100 leads, 200 leads, something around those lines, you can then take that list of people, you can upload it to Facebook as a custom audience and create a lookalike audience off the back of it. So if you're just getting started, within, depending on how much you're going to spend on advertising, weeks, months, you'll be able to switch over to the lookalike audiences as I described. So if you're thinking, I can't have the lookalike audience, I've got to start with these interest-based targeting options, don't worry. It's not ideal to begin with, but it's not something you're gonna have to worry about long term. You can make the switch once you've got things set up how I would recommend. So if this video has been useful, please comment below to let me know. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments. I always appreciate it when you guys let me know that video was really useful, you like this about it. Shows me that I'm producing the right sort of content. I take that feedback quite seriously. Please give the video a like, that would be really appreciated. And of course, subscribe to the channel. You know, I release Facebook advertising related content multiple times a week. And if you're looking for better results for your Facebook and Instagram ads, you could do worse than following this channel. So click the subscribe button and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks guys, bye-bye.